Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Look at this. I slept in hardcore. I slept in till like 6:10. Tell you what. No, I don't feel like there's $1 million in my bank account. I've got more significant treasure than zeros. All right, so I have a fun conundrum for you this morning. Good morning, by the way. Yes, good morning. I have a fun conundrum. I'm just trying to safely protrude into traffic here. So constant. I'm just gonna go to the middle. Monkey in the middle. That's me. That's me, Mario. I'm so glad I'm gonna collide with somebody that has. Let me do this. That's hardly even helpful. Alright, we're good. Alright, yes, buenos nachos to you as well. Oh, turn my blinker off. Okay, I'm like playing with the windshield wipers, trying to turn my blinker off. You shouldn't be driving right now. Here's the fun conundrum. Good morning. Here's the fun conundrum. It's a good one. I wish more people were here. But it's okay. It's okay. You're here. Okay? Right now, that makes you the most important one. All right, so 0 multiplied by any number is 0. Right? All right. If you multiply 0 logically, not mathematically. Aren't those the same? What are you talking about? If you multiply 0 by, didn't you? 0. Why is this backlogged? What is happening? Did somebody just careen into each other? Was there a massive car wreck? There's never traffic right here. If you had a wreck, scoot yourself off of the road and let us proceed. Oh, just sit here. I shouldn't be late, seeing as how I have 2 hours to get to work. All right, so 0 multiplied. Well, what are you trying to say? See, 2 times 2 is 2 sets of 2. Welcome. Good morning. So 2 times 2 is 2 sets of 2. If you have 0 sets of 0, you have to have some other number. And that's why it's a conundrum, because you're dealing with 0. The other number is 0. But if you have no zeros, then you have to have something else. Do you like it? Is it a good conundrum? I bet you that question is on Quora. Nate, do your business. You're fine. It's not a competition. Everybody leave me and go watch Nate. He's going to stream in 1 minute. You don't think that question makes sense? If you have 0 zeros, what do you have? That is my question. If you have 0 zeros? That's my question. It is a conundrum, logically. But no, you can't have nothing if you have nothing. If you have no nothing. See, it's a logic question. That's why I'm talking about logic. If you have no nothing, then you have something. If I don't have nothing, then I have something. That's all I'm trying to say. If you're thinking that you can still have nothing after having no nothing, then okay. Then I hate math. Hate it. But if we can somehow agree that you have not everything, I'm not saying no nothing is everything, I'm just saying that it's something else. So the answer, in my opinion, if I was to rewrite math, 0 times 0 would be not 0. It wouldn't be a definite number. It would be an indefinite number, and I would say, so 0 times 0 equals x. And I would say x does not equal 0. That's what I would say. 0 times 0 equals x. The answer, in my opinion, yes, and if you have nothing of nothing, it's a symbol for nothing. If you have nothing sets of nothing, see, it just doesn't. That's why multiplication with 0, you don't do it. It's like forbidden because it just doesn't logically make sense. Let me see. There was a no groups of nothing equals nothing. You've conflated grammar and logic. Grammar and logic. Then you just have to make a rule, I guess, with 0, that you can never multiply 0 by 0, because regardless of whatever the answer is, math only matters when you count actual objects. Tell that to air traffic controllers who use imaginary numbers. Yes, I know that there's some type of physical component to imaginary numbers, but they are called imaginary. All right, I need to move on. I have no idea why I named today's deal with what I named it. I will never need to multiply 0 groups of 0 apples. I can't disagree with you, Robert. I really appreciate your mind. Also, everybody go check out your, yeah, well, thank you for that. Was that a gravity pun that dropped in? I'm so literally minded, I get really confused sometimes. Okay. So, everybody check out Robert Pearson's video, Baptism Wars, if it's still there. If it's not, RIP. But that video was so great, and he's a legend of a video editor. That is a lot of work, I know. Yeah, I don't know why I was even thinking. You're right, Trailblazer. You're right. But why was I thinking that this morning? Could it have been subliminal messaging? Could it have been 5G? Oh, I thought you said you edited it. I thought in the description it said I spent hours hand stitching. Oh, did you just like take the entire thing and the description and just repost it? All right, well, maybe Robert Pearson isn't as awesome as I thought, but that's fine because I know he's a humble guy and he's probably perfectly okay with being called not that awesome. Because I'm not that awesome either, obviously. I've told you before, listen, I have told you before that I go onto Owen's channel and I subscribe to everyone except the ones that are like really weird. Like there's some really weird people on there because there's trolls and stuff. But like 97%, I subscribe to 97% of the people I see chatting. Sometimes I subscribe to people that leave physical comments. And why do I do that? I do that to say, hey, what's up? You might like my channel, but otherwise, you know, subscribe to me, and let's see if we can like have some in-group preference and stuff. In-group preference for those that get it. It's fine. And then they come and visit my channel, and they're like, I don't even know why. First of all, this guy subscribed to me. I don't even have any videos. Second of all, I just can't handle getting notifications about this guy that I'll probably never watch again. That's just not, I'm not interested in that. This guy just drives and talks. Why would I want to have anything to do with that? And I can't be wasting space. I can't be wasting space on my subscriptions. Like, there's like a hypothetical upper limit to subscriptions. He said he have 1,000 subscriptions or more. That's fine for him. But for me, I need to keep my subscriptions double digits or less. Straight up. That's real talk. And he just goes on rants about nothing. And then he maybe gives a little bit of a gospel description. Yeah, I ain't got time for all that. And he's sarcastic all of the time. He thinks he's funny. He laughs at his own jokes. Okay, so you'll see my subscription count go up. It's because, okay, Robert, we get it. You're not a video editor. That's fine. I shouted you out incorrectly, in error. It's fine. It's fine. I was just talking about, you'll see my subscription count go up, and then you'll see it. It's like my subscription count's kind of like a colander, and you pour water in, and if you do it fast enough, you could fill up the colander. But then eventually it'll just drain because it's artificially being filled up. So people are like, oh, this guy subscribed to me. I'll subscribe to him, check out his stuff, and then they're like, oh, yeah. All right, so we'll move on. I'll stop the self-deprecation. Yes, intoxicating masculinity. I'm sure that's why he posted it, but it was still a good video, even if he had absolutely nothing to do with it. So, how many of you watched last night's video? Last night's video. Guys, I cried. Real tears. Oh, you did something. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. Okay. Why do I feel like I did do homework? Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really funny. You know why that's really funny to me? and maybe it's the arch nemesis of many others, but I was like, I'm not going to do homework. I already get it. I could teach you this subject. Why am I going to waste my time? I got better things to do, like play video games and go ride my bicycle in the woods. You want me to do homework? Good grief. What planet are you from? What's that going to do? I could literally teach you this subject. And I could teach the class better than you, so homework. You think I could do stuff at home that's productive? You have no idea what kind of home I live in. I live in a palace of video games. At least that's how I view it. Once upon a time, guys, that's how my mind worked. So last night's video, I literally cried. Not embarrassed. It happens almost every time I read the Jesus Storybook Bible. I just can't handle it. It talks about how much Jesus loves us and stuff, and I'm just like, oh gosh. You're hitting me in the feels. Hitting me in the feels. I don't know how to use these modern lingo phrases, guys. That's why I'm trying to watch Sunday Cool Teas to learn the Generation Z language. Trying to learn how new people talk. It was enough to learn the middle schoolers lingo for several years when I was working in my different positions, working with middle schoolers. I would constantly hear things like, I would say frontin', and they would be like, what are you talking about? What does that even mean? You don't know what frontin' means? Have you never heard of the Fugees? They're like, Fugees? Are you talking about the FUD? The FUD? Fudge? No, I'm not talking about fudge. I'm talking about the Fugees. Frontin'. How do you not know what fronting is? You put a mask on. Fronting. It even makes sense. It's not even weird. Yeah, it's slang. But you don't even know that slang? Nah, man. Flexing. Okay, what? How do you fake flexing? Because if you flex, everybody sees what you got. And if you don't got anything, I kind of understand the logical connection. I kind of do. Like, this is my natural stomach, but you're sucking it in. I kind of get it, okay? But yeah, Sunday Cool Teas is apparently a shirt company, and one of their dudes that has so many tattoos, long hair, and a really unkept beard, or should I say ungroomed beard. It's fine. I don't know where he's from. They apparently make really soft t-shirts, supposedly. And, I don't know. It's a really cool company, apparently. Because they have this awesome youth minister dude that makes hilarious videos. How about music? How about music? It is pretty brilliant. I agree. 10,000 subscribers, though, is extremely, surprisingly underwhelming. Well, not Studio C. I don't know what that means. It's bright. I haven't driven to work with the sun in my face for a while. I moved it's kind of cloudy, so I don't have to have the visor down, but I'm actually pretty blind. How do we do this, guys? How do we do this? I feel like I have a really difficult time being able to connect. There's not a it'd be nice if there was a central place besides Owen's videos. So speaking of Owen, who read my PayPal message to him and said that he would unban me, how long is that going to take? He's like, I'll unban you, dude. I'll unban you because there's not that many people that are banned. And I want him to read my email. But I don't know. He might read it. He might read it. I don't know. Je ne sais pas. I think it's interesting. The live stream. Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Clean SNL. BYU though. Oh, okay. Ugh. Hey, I like Babylon B. I like that. Babylon B is pretty good. Well, this has been a bust. I shot out fast out of the gate. Had so much to talk about, like 0 times 0, and then Robert completely deflated all my hopes and dreams. He just made fun of me and said that I was conflating grammar and logic. I basically didn't know what I was talking about. So now I'm going to have to represent Eeyore for the rest of the day. Speaking of Eeyore, speaking of Eeyore, let me share this with you. Distance, wow, thanks. Thanks, low. Speaking of Eeyore, it's a bird, not a gift. I like it. Eeyore is an optimist in a pessimist's body. He was always my favorite character. I completely agree. Always my favorite. Winnie the Pooh was never number one for me at all. Because I was always like, you can't be that stupid. You cannot be that stupid. It's just not even possible, Winnie the Pooh. You're eating honey. I mean, it was fun. I like Winnie the Pooh, and I actually really like his dancing and singing. I liked that about him, truly. But Eeyore was always like, man, this guy's so awesome. Kanga was pretty cool. I was never like really into the female characters. And that's why I guess Piglet always confused me. I was always wondering if they were like trying to like androgynousize cartoons. I still to this day, if you said Piglet was a girl, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. If you said Piglet was a boy, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. Don't be that guy. Operation. Oh, Christopher Robin. I've heard mixed reviews, but seeing as how you said that, I'll look into it. Okay, so it was what is that? The YouTube channel Movie Sin Counter, I think is what it's called. Anyway, the dude that goes on videos and like breaks them down and says the number of sins that they committed, and it's a what's another? Tigger. I always liked Tigger pretty good. If I could be any of the characters, it'd be between Al and Eeyore, probably. Probably. Maybe I'm forgetting about Al, though. I'm having trouble remembering his personality. Rabbit was like a crackhead. Rabbit always needed to lay off the drugs, obviously. He's like so pin up and I don't know. Rabbit had some problems though, obviously. Tigger, he just needed somebody to love him. Poor guy. He tried so hard. He was just a happy guy, and he just needs some stability in his life. Eeyore, he needed a good Barnabas. Eeyore needed a Barnabas. He needed somebody to be a constant encourager for him, right? And then Winnie the Pooh needs a leader. Roo needs a dad. Good grief. Everybody knows that. Kanga obviously needs... Well, maybe there was a dad. I just don't remember one. I just don't remember one at all. Did Kanga have a husband? Was Kanga a single mom? How did a video titled It's Real turn into a discussion about Winnie the Pooh? It was a random thought I had while crossing the bridge. Just stuff. It'd be like that sometimes. I'm hungry. I think that I was... Yeah, I haven't eaten since about 12 o'clock yesterday. I just realized that. Because they gave us lunch. I ate breakfast. They gave us lunch. And I was planning on eating my sandwich that was extra from lunch. And I never did because I was never hungry by 5 o'clock. And then I don't eat when I get home on purpose. I choose a beverage. And then I move on and just... But yeah, it's been a long time. It's 5:20, 19 hours. That's cool. It's whatever. Hello, everybody talking. Peanuts, I know. That cartoon, way better in regards to just boldness. Listen to the documentary about the Luke Jesus story that they tell in the Christmas A Very Charlie Brown Christmas. It was controversial. They said that it was controversial in the 1960s to have Bible verses read by a little child in a cartoon. That was going to be very controversial, and they were pretty certain it was going to bomb, just completely fall apart. Eeyore's Thomas. Interesting. I have to look more into that. That's an interesting idea. So so they totally thought it was going to bomb. They threw it together really fast, and yet it's one of the most cherished Christmas cartoons of all time. You know, in the last century, whatever. So that's interesting. And we need another Peanuts, Charlie Brown, kind of like a Christian that gets it. Like Goofus and Gallant in the magazine highlights. In the magazine highlights, there's these two characters called Goofus and Gallant, and I don't even think that they have it anymore. I don't even think that they do Goofus and Gallant anymore because of just how the takedown. It's terrible. So I used to get highlights as a little magazine for kids, and I'd scroll through. I'd be like, oh yeah, projects, crafts, I don't care. Give me the Goofus and Gallant comic, and we'll move on. You know, who knows how much money was spent on those things. And I was just like, Goofus and Gallant, man. Just give me Goofus and Gallant. And I picked highlights up recently, and I scrolled through every page looking for Goofus and Gallant. I found it not. And if they've removed Goofus and Gallant, we're in a bad place. Not that we didn't know that we were in a bad place already. We're in a bad place. By the way, why isn't everybody watching Nate right now? Because Nate said, hey, I'm going to stream. Sorry. I'm like, it's fine. And then I told everybody, just go watch Nate then. It's fine. I'm just talking. You might have better things to say than me this morning. It doesn't matter. It's not a competition. Anyway. Glad you're here. It's fine. I'm looking to the left, and I see trees that are fogified. Like the fog is distorting the trees, you know how fog does? You know how fog does. And it totally reminds me of good old Bob Ross. Now, speaking of Bob Ross, Bob Fosse. How many of you know about Bob Fosse? F-O-S-S-E. I don't even know who Chris Evans is. Intoxicating. I don't even know who that is. Not a clue. If I saw him, I might know, but yeah. God's blessings. God bless you, everyone. God bless you. God bless you, everyone. Oh, Captain America, that guy is my dad's drill sergeant in the Air Force. That's cool. That is cool. I knew he was a drill sergeant. That is cool that you're like directly related in a non-related, non-sanguinally related, circumstantially related. It's not related. I know. Just calm down, everyone. So, yeah, I don't care about Chris Evans or Chris Pratt. I hope he teaches people the truth. If you're like the only light in a sea of darkness, I hope you're teaching somebody the truth. I hope. It's not worth all the money in the world if you ignore sharing the gospel. He does need prayer, I agree. But yeah, nobody knows what Bob Fosse, huh? Bob Fosse made the most Gomorrah-heavy video. Super Gomorrah, like hardcore Gomorrah. Okay, hardcore Gomorrah video. And guess who was an understudy and learned everything he knew from this guy, Bob Fosse. Bob Fosse was a dancer. and he could dance in a very Gamora-like way. Michael Jackson learned his moves from Bob Fosse. Fosse? Really? Fosse? I hate English. I hate English. Fosse. It's a double S. How could it possibly be Fosse unless it has to be a different language. Has to be. Guys. The inconsistency of phonetics in English. If you have kids and you're trying to teach them how to speak, just don't sweat anything. Don't sweat anything because we can't even get it. I'm not talking about Fozzie. I'm talking about the skinny dude that did a Little Prince video. Like the Little Prince, the awesome... listen, The Little Prince is a great story. It is a great story. Okay? But they made a Little Prince movie, I don't know, 50s, 60s, 70s. It was 70s. It had to have been 70s. And he moonwalks, and he does the grab. He does all that stuff. Jokes are lost on me. I know. Listen, when I say I'm an autist, it's not because I can't pronounce R's. It's not because I can't pronounce R's. I'm on the spectrum, guys. If the spectrum was 0 to 100, 0 being no autism at all, and 100 being Jim Carrey in the movie 23, or Nicolas Cage in the movie Numbers, I think was the one. And that's like a level 100. Or A Beautiful Mind. So that would be like a 100. Yeah, Rain Man. Rain Man's a great example. Yeah, I'm counting cards. Counting cards. Mm-hmm. So, well, thank you. And you're welcome, I guess. I would be somewhere between a 5 and a 35. Depending on different factors. I don't think that I ever exceed a 35. However, definitely, Rain Man, definitely. However, dude, he did such a great job. There's some that has to be at least a little bit acknowledged. There are some really good actors. Like, I don't like Hanks, but he does know how to act. It doesn't mean anything for his eternity. Man, massage your back real quick. I've been in places of occupation that are like that. At this place, everybody would die and melt like the Wicked Witch of the West. They would die if they saw somebody touching somebody because it's so hyper PC. So that doesn't happen here, thankfully, but I've been in places where it does, and I'm always like, I mean, I like massages, but if I don't know you, you're not my wife, basically. Or when I was a kid, my dad would massage. My dad actually still, when we're hanging out or whatever, still get a little bit of a massage. Gives me a little kind of thing. Kind of like I do my son. That's fine. When it's family, it was somebody I know and love. But if I don't know you, it's like, oh gosh. And then, like, I had to just showing affection to people that are outside of my family is just not a strong point for me. And I don't know. I imagine it's mostly a good thing. So I'm here 45 minutes later than it was the other days. And I'm just seeing if I can get a lucky parking spot. And it's probably a no. It's probably a no. But that's fine. Because everything is fine. It's all fine. Somebody asked yesterday, and they may or may not watch this video, but they asked where I was. I think they were talking to me. I'm at work. It's a big building that used to be like, oh yeah, that's what's going on. I see what's going on. I see what's going on here. I get it. We can park right here. This is fine. Everything is fine. So it used to be like a big industrial, commercial, big old tractor trailers pulling up to it, and they converted it into a big office building. There's like 400 people on one side, and then another 200 or 300 on the other side. Just tons of computers and desks, and I mean, it's all good. That's where I work. Being okay with people touching me. So. Yeah. Certain Baptist churches can be like that. Touch you when they're talking to you. Older men. Why is it older men? I don't want to touch anybody when I'm talking to them. There's a certain level of confidence and maybe arrogance in that. I don't know. It's weird. Older ladies too. I mean, it doesn't mean it's bad. Yeah, it's real. What do I need to? I'm gonna probably rename this one just so that nobody ever watches it, because I lose subscribers at a pretty ridiculous rate anyway. So I need to put some duct tape on this video, and I'll probably rename it to just sometimes it's not worth watching me. Maybe that's what I'll name the video. I don't know. Or maybe I'll name it Winnie Pooh Randomness. And they'll be like, that didn't happen until like halfway through the video. It's whatever, guys. It's whatever. If you didn't see last night's video, it was rewarding to me. I really like it. Yeah, I get it. Intoxicating. It's good. I'm going to go work as hard as I can. Yesterday was a train wreck for me. I doubt it. Hey, my blonde privilege video broke 100 views. That's kind of cool. I feel like that was a really good one. I thought it was good. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what my best video is. But that's the one I have highlighted, and it was the first one I made. It gets a little out there, I guess, when I talk about willingly signing up to die. That was really awkward. Bleeding sarcasm. Alright, I think I'm gonna actually pray before I go into work, because it's been a long week, and I have to work tomorrow. 6-day week. Somebody was like, I work 16 hours overtime every week. Blessings, bro. Blessings. If you can consistently get 16 hours of overtime and get paid time and a half over and over again, you got a sweet setup. I get it. Prayer and coffee for sure. All right. Was there any notes here? No. Oh, yeah, this thing. Yeah. my notes. There's a couple of people that have seen these notes. I'll tell you what. I want to show prudence and wisdom when it comes to stuff. Kindness and edification. Go read the Bible. I know. I get it.